Today's video is about who is the best girl in Little Goody Two Shoes. There are going to be spoilers. I'm going to be going over the endings, both good and bad, so spoilers are ahead. If you don't want to hear them, I advise you pause and come back to the video. In Little Goody's Two Shoes, you are presented with three girls: Rosen Marine, Freya, and Lein. We're going to start off with Rosen Marine. I saw her as a stage 5 clinger. She goes on about how she's fated for Elise and is very adamant about Elise doing super culty things, even though they might be under the guise of someone else influencing her. She starts out sweet, but as the game went on, I found it kind of annoying to keep up with her and doing chores with me, or she would go and tell sus things to the townspeople that you would then have to defend or be called a witch, because you're the witch, not her, even though she's saying the very suspicious things to all of the townspeople. She actually ghosted Elise for like 3 years. And like, I'm glad you grew as a person, Rosen Marine, but I know you have stationery. Like, I've seen your outfit. You have stationery, Rosen Marine. But she didn't write. She just kind of ghosted her for 3 years, which is kind of funny when you think about it, because she was just so into us in the beginning, and then she's like, I'm gonna dip. And then in her bad ending, even though I think her bad ending is basically the setup for Pocket Mirror, another game by the people who made Little Goody Two Shoes, Astral Shift. She's just super into it. She's like, this is what I was made for. I was made to do these very culty things and be an offering to him. And so, so you don't really feel bad for her. She's just okay with what you're doing to her. She thinks that's what she was there for. Her ending does also include Elise going back to the village and getting a pocket mirror from Lein, which is the only ending that had anything to do with the other game, Pocket Mirror. So that's why I think most people think that Rosen Marine is the true ending, which I went over in her personal profile, if you stayed until the end of that, because I'm pretty sure I warned for spoilers in that video. She's the only one who does that. So her good ending, it was pretty unmemorable for me, except for her not speaking to us for a long time and then coming back and being like, we needed to grow up and become better people. It's like, yeah, from doing culty stuff to being a good person. Yeah, you're right. But that's Rosen Marine is probably the true ending. Her ending is the only one that had anything to do with the pocket mirror, and I think if I remember correctly, the way it was worded puts it in a matter where Elise's second born wasn't taken yet. And the other ones, bad endings, that kid's gone. It's taken. But in Rosen Marine's ending, it was not. But I digress. We're talking about who the best girl is, but if anyone wants to know or wanted that ending explained, she's the only one that's going to set up for Pocket Mirror, which is the other game by Astral Shift. So our next girl is Lein, Elise's childhood friend. She comes out pretty strong, guys. She gives Elise food every single night. Her flirting is pretty cute, and she just picks on Elise, which is pretty adorable. She doesn't ask any questions. She believes Elise at face value for everything. She defends her at certain points in the game. And in her bad ending, it's sad because she keeps saying she'll never forgive Elise. She's crying, and then she ends up forgiving her because Elise actually ends up dedicating her life, I think, to the church after a certain point of being rich. And her good ending, it's very plain. She travels with Elise all over the world. They end up coming back to the main village. The priest has passed away, so Elise takes up the mantle, so to speak, for the village. And it's a very cute and sweet ending, but there's not really anything else to it. It's just pretty cute, and that's it. And so this next ending actually involves both girls, Freya and Levukin. They end up turning Elise in, and then Elise gets burned on the maypole, which is, it kind of makes me giggle, because you think things are going so well and then they aren't. And then Elise is burned on the maypole. So I can't hold that ending against them. That's just one of the endings you can get with both Freya and Levukin. So that's all the explaining there is to that ending. Elise gets called the witch, and then she gets burned on the maypole. The village is kind of evil. So our next girl is Freya, who has the sort of enemies to lovers sequence with Elise. She cares about her. She's trying to make up for things that she did to her when they were a kid and pitted against each other by the townspeople, since they kind of both did the same thing for the town. However, with Freya, even if you aren't really romancing her, she defends you even after the fact. Her and Gustav, her father, are very into making Elise feel included into the town and make her feel like she's not some outcast. Gustav and Freya are just very good characters and very well written characters. They really make you care about them, like just by doing very small things for Elise. Freya's bad ending, it's very sad. She calls out for her father a lot. It's a very like tear-inducing, and after Elise goes off, does she's with her riches and living her best life, quote unquote, and I'm not sure how to interpret the grave part, but I'm thinking they just wanted to lay both of them to rest because they had both, quote unquote, disappeared at the same time. So that's kind of how I'm taking that. In Freya's good ending, it's extremely adorable. It to me was one of the best endings because it shows that they're in a healthy relationship. Gustav still absolutely supports Freya. Elise and Freya are starting their own business. They both support each other. They both give up things for each other, and they're in a healthy relationship, which is nice. It's very nice to see. So with all of their endings, and I tried to explain some of them the best I could that would be pertaining to story-wise for anyone who was curious, the main point of this video is, who's the best girl? And I'm gonna go with Freya. Freya to me it was the cutest story. It was the most memorable story, and Freya and her father just really made you feel like you're included in a family, and I think that's why I really liked both of them. At the end of the day, Rosen Marine, even though she may be the true ending, I think that she was a little too culty for my liking, and also she just kept yapping, guys. She yap all over town, and then I'm having to defend her every single night because I can't afford more bread to take her to do chores with me. So maybe I kind of have a hate relationship with Rosen Marine because she's one of the only girls you do that with, but it was enough to drive me insane. Levukin, I really loved her, and I really liked her character design too. She is probably my second favorite. The way she just kind of ignored Elise's red flags was like, girl, it's okay, you don't have to forgive her. And then she still forgave her in the end. Like, you don't gotta do that, Levukin. It's fine. You gave her bread, and then she killed you. She fed me to take her there, which is more horrifying than the fact that I had to eat bread that she had given me to get to the end. because I was out of food and that's all I had was bread from her. So thanks Libby for feeding me and I guess helping in your own demise, I suppose. Thanks. So all in all, I liked Freya the best. She's my #1 top best girl from the game. Labukin second. Rosen Marine maybe a third. She has to qualify as something in this, so she is the third one. But no, I don't want to put her there. Okay, I'm a little bitter. She got a lot of suspicion on me, guys. It made me very upset a lot of the game. So I'm a little petty. So we're at the end of our video. I voted for Freya. I'm curious to know who you guys like. Who's your favorite girl in Little Goody Two Shoes? Because in my brain, everyone's gonna say Freya, because how could you not? How could you not date her and not love her? That's the real question. I want to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one.